Hello, how's it going? It's Sai again. Okay, in the previous video we set up a new account, talked about some stuff, and we're gonna start playing. You know, this is if you didn't watch the other video, this is assuming you have everything installed, you set up your account, whatever. Now we're gonna hit play. First time ever on this character. There's a lot of different like resolution options and stuff, and one weird thing, it's kind of nice but kind of weird, is I know. Before we even do anything, I'm just gonna go into like the menu. Gonna talk about. I know it's nice for me because like I have like secondary and I have actually have four monitors, and you know, two of them are the same resolution as each other, and the other two are like completely separate. So like if I have my say my alt account on my main monitor, it'll look like this, and if I drag it over to my other monitor and like maximize it to that resolution, like essentially the resolution file or the UI file will be different or something. So like every resolution you have, I know it's nice, it's weird, but it's just kind of a thing you got to get used to. But there's really not that much to customize. I don't know. I can't. The first thing I do when I get into a game is like I change all the key bindings and then stuff. One good thing is key bindings will stay the same on your computer, so it'll be the same on all your characters. I know. I guess we can talk about what these things do as we need them. I don't want to go over all of it right now. Compass. This thing is your health bar. I like to change the name because, like, especially if you're using multiple characters, it's good to know what you're doing. Okay, first thing, let's look around. This is the tutorial zone. There's actually a lot of people in here for some reason. Someone must be making some alts or something. Or, it's 3 o'clock on us. Oh, it's Monday, isn't it? Anyway. I don't know, maybe there's some new people trying to check out stuff. That's cool. Anyway, I think this zone, like, I've only played for about a year. So. I know, there's different sections in the tutorial. That teach you little certain things. Things pop up like this. Yeah, you move around with buttons. It might be wrong for me. That's not, but since I have different key bindings, let's. I'm gonna do this my way. It's more for fun. It's not. It's not 100% serious tutorial, but I don't know. Just from my perspective, we'll go through some of the basics and some stuff. But what I would do, just because the tutorial zone in most games, this is a very overwhelming game, so I don't blame you if you want to stick around, read the signs, do stuff, but it's kind of bad. It's kind of dumb, pointless. I don't know. Anyway, what I do, you come over to this portal, and one thing about this game, this kind of teaches you how like things work. You can't click on the portal. Like I'm clicking on the building back there. You have to click on like the edge. You right click it, use, and then it loads up. It's like, hey, do you want to go on the Freedom servers or the Epic servers? Epic servers are very dead, but they're PvP only. They have like a higher rate of skill gain. I don't know. There's some interesting things to it. I've never played on them, but PvP in this game right now is kind of in a bad spot. Hopefully they'll fix it later, even though I'm not really a PvPer. I don't know if I would. Thing. I've never been there myself. It's got different factions and stuff. The PvP in this game is pretty hardcore. As in, you lose everything. It takes a lot to get started. I don't think anyone would recommend actually starting there. So, like I've been on a lot of these servers. This one is very big, Xanadu. Like it's literally like 32 kilometers by 32 kilometers. This one is the oldest. Well, Chaos is the oldest, but this is like the oldest PVE server. People have been there a long time. But with that said, it's also very developed. There's definitely I would say almost no chance you'll find like waterfront property and stuff there. The same the same can be almost said for the smaller ones just because they're smaller. Though these two are not very old. Celebration's pretty new. Deliverance and Exodus are kinda oldish, or just a little bit older. This one is the newest. It's been out for almost exactly 2 years. I don't know. They just like a lot of people went there. It was like kind of chaotic for a while. But I mean, there's a lot of room. I mean, as you can see, like if you wanted to win by like this lake and stuff, like one big thing they changed recently is like because before like see these lines like you would have to like if you were gonna sail right like you could sail from Chaos, then you went this way you go to Deliverance. If you kept on going you go to Xanadu, then you go to Release. But now you can plot a course. So like if you're not Chaos, because Chaos follows different rules a little bit. Like if I were on Deliverance and I wanted to go to Release, I would just set my course for Release. I would hit the edge and I would port there, essentially. It's helped a lot. Whatever. Maybe it's a little cheesy, but if traveling is going to take you still like an hour instead of like 3 or 4 hours, yeah, that's not really game breaking. You're still taking your time and stuff. But anyway, the server I currently play on is Release. I know that the new area, or the starter area there, is not in too bad a shape. So we're going to go there. And I'm going to... But yeah, tutorial. You can look around. I didn't do it when I was new. But when I started, I was streaming. And I had several people in my chat kind of telling me what to do. So... I had a little bit of help. Yeah. Then you go Sloping Sands, that's the only starter area on that server. Yes. Are you sure? Yep. And we're gonna... One interesting thing about this game is you zone really fast. Stuff loads really fast. I don't know, it's some weird thing with Java or something. It's not that crazy. But yeah, here we go. We're at the starter zone. There's this guy, he can give you like food and crappy stuff for like the beginning. Like you have these buffs for 24 hours. That's 24 hours of playing, not 24 hours since your character was created. So if you don't play a lot, it'll last you probably a while. If you play all day, it'll be gone tomorrow. But yeah, see these are Spirit Templars. You can hire them on your deed. This is technically a deed. It's made by a GM or something, It's not actually player owned. This little area right here, this very small area, is the only place on this whole server that is not player made. And it's still, I mean, it's not like crazy. The GMs didn't make some ridiculous castle be like, haha, we got stuff and you don't. It's just a very basic thing. There's a trader. There's the Templars. They're essentially guards. They'll detect things that come on the deed and fight it. They're very helpful, though they do cost money to keep them at your deed. Okay, anyway, let's go through the chat channels, right? There's local. This will tell you, I believe it's in 50 tiles radius around you. It'll show people on. It's a little interesting because like if I see someone like 30 tiles over there, I can talk to them. But if like someone's 30 tiles past them, they can see both of us and talk to both of us, but like I can't talk to the farthest person. So he might be talking to them, and I'll just see him talking, and I'll think he's crazy. It's really nice to just have it up so you can see when you're passing near people, but it's a little confusing like that. The CA help, I don't. The CAs are like customer assistants or like chat assistants, or I forget what it stands for, but they're essentially players who are not. They're not GMs, they're not staff members, they're kind of like volunteers that have been nominated or, designated by the GMs. People that have been helpful and not, rule breakers and stuff. Generally, veteran players. Plus, just anybody in general might be in that channel. Personally, I have this OCD where, like, if the channels are lit up when people talk in there, right? Or when something changes, and I have to, every time it lights up, I have to see what's up, and people would be asking really stupid questions in here, so I I had to disable it on my main character because I didn't like seeing all that. Because I'd have to be like, oh, what's in here now? And it's like, oh, how do I trees? It's like, okay. But anyway, that's just a little thing. The GL is global. You can talk to anyone on all of the freedom minus chaos, I think. On there, it's a good way to talk to people. Maybe ask not like really crazy questions. Maybe ask for advice, just general talk. You get more people involved. Just freedom is your server right here. If I talk in here, everyone on release can see me, and only I can only see messages in there from people on release currently. Trade. This was added kind of more recently. It's essentially you buy and trade stuff. This is a mailbox. You can send stuff. It does cost like a little fee to accept a mail or send a mail. Sometimes both. So it's handy, but it's usually not that helpful to someone brand new that doesn't have any money. Okay, so the basics. What a lot of people complain about. This game, you can't jump. The people have fences. You can't jump over them. It's a balance issue. It's just not. It's not the game that jumping would be necessary in. Though it took me a while to accept it at the beginning. It's just a thing. Let's keep up local so we can just see what's around us, so I don't have to read all the people's crap. And another thing that's kind of interesting is you are not on the map. Most games, there's a mini map. You can see where you are. You can move around and see where you're going. This game is not. We know we're at Sloping Sands because we started here. That's it. We have a compass. The thing about the compass is, though, we have a really crappy compass because we just started with it, right? So after we get walking and stuff, it'll kind of blur out, because we kind of like lose our heading. So we have to stand still for like 15 seconds, so the compass will get steady again, and then we can tell where we're at. So right now, that's pointing south. The red end is north. So we're at Sloping Sands. We're looking this way. There's the big lake that's right here. That's the kind of thing, right? It's you can go to this map, look at different servers, whatever, but that doesn't really help. Here's Epic. It's got some kind of cool servers, but it's just not in a good situation. So, let's go to our inventory. I might refrain from telling you what buttons do what because I have a lot of custom keybinds, but yeah, you can go into your settings. See, does this pop up on that? Yeah, it does. A lot of times, some things don't pop up, but yeah, we can go into settings, go to keybinds. This kind of thing you can see like HUD. I think we'd go to our HUD, right? Because you would go to inventory. It's I for me. I think it's I by default, but I don't even know. So like, a lot of people get used to what it is supposed to be, but I like to change new games that I play to what I'm used to. A lot of it's based on EverQuest or WoW keybinds that I've gotten used to over the years. But yeah, you can't bind everything, but you can bind a lot of things. And it's kind of frustrating sometimes because it's like sometimes you wish you could like just bind like a type of action, like if you're using a pickaxe, you'd just use like the button to mine, whereas if you had a shovel, the same button should dig. But for the most part, you have to bind dig and bind mine to different things. You get used to it after a while though. And then this window is our character screen. Like if you take damage, it'll show you like have some damage in a different region. Is your slots for your equipment. It's kind of weird, kind of interesting. You can right click the body. You can manage things. They made it a lot easier. You can manage things more remotely, more get more information this way. You can check your karma, which is, we won't talk about that for a while. We have 100 karma for spawning the first time. Oh, there is a hand mirror. You can use this one time and you can set your appearance. Here's this window. This is our appearance right now. There's not a lot of customization, but there's a little bit. Let's do that. Use. This is one-time use, so make sure you get it right. I'm not sure if there's any way to get your character adjusted. I mean, you would think there would be like a cash out option to get like another hand mirror or something. You know, I'd pay like $2-3 for that if I messed up. You know, $5, something. Plus, I mean, this is one of those games where like, I don't know, you know people from chat, you know people's like personalities or like their reputation, but you don't often actually see them. So I don't think appearance is a big deal. Let's see. Just a cool normal haircut. Facial hair. Simple beard. Complexion, he's too old. We don't want to be that old. Skin color is too dark. It's a little too white. It's too yellowish. I don't know. You can be albino or something. What's that? Whatever, that's weird hair. We'll go red. I don't like that hair after all. Whatever, that's fine. Then okay. Are you sure? Yes. See, it's gone. Alright, a thing you want to do just at the beginning, because there's no point in not. Equip your tool belt, just drag it, it'll equip it, and here's your tool belt. You can put it wherever. You can eventually get, you know, better tool belts. And you can bind these, so you can put like your most used tools or equipment or things. Then, you know, one good way, you just sort by name, get all the leather crap, because they give you leather armor to start. And then equip your longsword and your shield. You can equip your backpack, and it'll go up here, and then you can open it through there, but I think that's annoying, so I just leave it in my bag. Okay, now let's head out. Let's, you know, I like to just have my inventory open all the time, like especially if I'm going to do stuff. If I'm just traveling or something, then no. Let's see. Obviously, this is a new barrier, right? So there's like, you know, all this stuff over here is probably abandoned. People probably like just went, made that cart, made a forge, made a boring thing, and then left. You know, so they either probably quit or someone like recruited them to a village or something. Just wandering around. Someone has this gate locked. I don't know. It's kind of sad when people. I mean, let me see. Yeah, there's not a lot right here. Oh, here's a easy mine. One thing to be really wary of early is because, you know, like if you play you know, WoW or something, you know what's the first thing you do? You go like get your quest and you go kill easy crap. Stuff in this game is not that easy. It's not that hard either. I mean, there's no like epic crazy. I mean, there's some dragons eventually, but those are very unlikely to. You won't just come across one. And let's first thing we'll do, just randomly, is yeah, see, there's no one in random, so we don't have to worry about people. We're gonna cut down this tree. Why? Because we can. There's no reason not to. You start with most of your tools, so let's just do it, right? You double click your hatchet. You don't equip it. The first thing, you know, I thought was like, okay, I'll equip my hatchet. No, you just equip it. You just use it. Double click it. It's activated. That's currently the tool that's activated. Then, you know, you don't click the tree. You click the tile of the tree. This is the fir tree. See, over there is just grass. Here's the fir tree. And then the way I do it, you could bind chop, but this is what you have targeted. These I have these like separately keybound, though they've been failure keybinds, but you can examine, you can track, which is pretty pointless. I mean, if someone comes and steals your horse, you can like track the ground, and it might say that someone was nearby, but that's not even very. You cut down, forage, botanize. You can forage like any grass spot. You can find like raw, like crude rocks and metal. You can find cotton and food and stuff. It's very helpful to do, but there's so many things that you can get that you'll unlikely get the thing that you want. But anyway, let's just start chopping this. One thing that frustrated me a bit is there is no third person. You can't like watch your guy chop, which I would like, but I guess it's a little obviously you can't in real life. You can't watch yourself third person. At least not very often. Alright, that didn't take too long. You can check your skill tab. See, I got some strength, some stamina. I got a little bit of hatchet skill. No woodcutting skill, though. That makes me kind of sad. Or maybe... Alright, now that the tree's down, it's a felled tree. When you have a lot of strength, you could probably pick this up. But we can't do that. Plus, why would you do that? Because, you can make a big... There's very big wood pieces that you need for like boats and stuff. But for the most part, we just want logs. So you click it, chop up. Oh, and at least to start, and especially for a long time, you can queue up to 3 actions. So that's why I click it 3 times. Oh yeah, alright, let's talk about the skills. Here's your skills, here's your characteristics. Your body strength, mind. These 3 skills, strength determines, a lot of things like you would expect. I think it does increase like your damage in combat and stuff. But it also like how much you can carry. It determines how oh, and there are some like thresholds. Like you need like 21 strength to be able to like bash a fence or a wall, I believe. And you need 23 strength to load things in and out of a wagon, in and out of a boat. Those are just, after that, there's not a really big deal. Stamina, pretty clear, it's your energy. You can climb more, you can, I think you can walk while encumbered without losing as much energy. Control, I think that has, to do with like swords and stuff. And like the biggest thing about control is it allows, like when you get 21 control, you can ride a horse. When you get 20, I think you can ride like a bull or something. There's a lot of different other thresholds. 31, you can ride a hell horse, which is like a hostile mob that looks like a horse that's really fast. You can eventually tame those and stuff, and they're really fast, but that's a very long time away. These are like priest skills, not a big important. At least not for us right now. These are our normal skills. See, they're lit up ones that you've used recently. We got some hatchet skill, we got some wood cutting skill. So like these, you can only get all of this stuff up to 20. This you start out pretty close to 20, but these take a lot longer to grind. Though if you played a lot, you could probably get to 20 in a couple days. It's not that bad. Okay. I'm gonna do these things a couple times, but I have my binds, so it'll be hard to keep up with me maybe. So you can take, and it'll allow you to pick up as much as you can carry, but we don't want to do that because we'll be very slow. So you can open it, and let's open this up. We have 5 different 1 quality fur logs. Let's see, what are we doing? Let's take 1. Got an achievement or something, I don't know. Oh. This thing will help you too. Oh, it's heavy. You got slower because you're holding stuff. Yeah, up here is your total weight. We were at like 14, and now we're at 38. Let's see. What do we want? What do we want to do? Here's the crafting window. This allows you to queue up multiple, what queues, whatever. Your different amount of actions. Like I said, like you have 3 actions. Like as you get more mind logic, you can have more. Like once you get 30 mind logic, you'll have a 4th. 40, you'll have a 5th. Because this game, it's very tedious and they're very against bots. Obviously, this is one of those games you would like, oh, well, I go to work, I'll just have a guy chop all day or something. You'll get banned very quickly. I mean, I don't really have proof of that, but it's just one of those things. I wouldn't do it. Okay, here we go. Here's your carving knife. These are things you can do with a carving knife with a log. We're going to I want to make a kindling, or we'll queue up 3 kindlings. We might fail because we're bad. Kindling is like, the starter wood for making a fire. It's not fuel. It's just kind of like what starts the fire. Whatever. We'll just stop. We have 1. That's good. Let me see. Let's put the saw in there, and then I want to make just make a couple planks. When you make a plank is like the basic thing for making most things that are made of wood, like crates, bulk storage bins, carts. Not boats. You use the hull planks instead, and houses, some fences. When you make a plank, it uses 4 kilograms of the wood, and you from that you get a 2 kilogram plank and a 2 kilogram wood scrap. Wood scraps are pretty much, what they say. They're scrap. They're a waste. Though you can turn it into kindling, or you can just feed the wood scrap into ooh, geez, someone made a pretty big cave. One thing scary about this is there might be mobs. Though that would be pretty bad. They have mobs in. Okay, anyway, this is pretty steep for a newbie place, but let's here's the thing. We have a kindling, so that's good, right? Let's activate our steel and flint. I'm actually not sure what that sound is. Whatever. Caves still kind of make me kind of scare me a little. Wait, what do we? 1 second. Okay, I was gonna pause this to find out something else, but let's do it together. Here's Wormpedia, wormpedia.com. It's like their official Wikipedia. It's pretty handy. They're not 100% like. It's not really GM backed, right? Like a lot of this game is found out by the players, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of the stuff on here even is like hearsay. They won't tell you exactly how like. The formula that determines like a skill gain or something. But, after playing years, you kind of understand, for the most part, how things work. It's kind of fun, but it's a very informative site, especially for the basics. What we're going to make is a campfire. Campfire. Search for campfire. There's also a way to find this in game. Let's see, what do we need? We need flint and steel and a kindling. Oh, I see. Alright, I haven't made a campfire in a while, so I'm kind of bad. So we have our flint and steel activated. Use the kindling, right click it, create furnaces, campfire. We only got 50% chance, so we might have to do it again. I believe you can do this in the crafting window, not everything you can, but Because if we put the kindling there and the flint and steel there, it should work. Alright, there it is. There's a campfire. Let's double click it. It's 1 quality, so it's not very good. But see, this is what I'm gonna see. We have 2 wood scraps. Let's drag both of them to one of these windows. It doesn't really matter. This combines it. I mean, obviously, you know, it's fairly realistic. You know, you can't take 2 logs, just smush them together. You know, you have a big log. That doesn't work. But these are just like kind of pieces of wood. You know, you just have like a handful of wood. You know, you have 2 handfuls of wood. You gotta put them together. Now you got 2 or 1 twice as big wood scrap. Let's activate that. Right click this, burn. Now that will make the campfire last longer. And that's all. But let's see what can we do with this? Let's see. There's some iron. Oh, it's pretty nice. Holy crap, there's a lot of iron in here. That'll be really helpful. Be good to learn. And we'll do that in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm sure it was kind of boring, but we're gonna spice it up a little, maybe, next time. See ya.